edition of Afro Zone Africa SL, and I am your host, Ambassador Bash. And today we have with us an amazing guest, like always. He's Cassius Kamanda, and Cassius is a poet, writer, an advocate, and someone who has been tremendous in terms of art in Sierra Leone. Also, executive director for Spelling Bee Sierra Leone and CTP Art. So we shall be talking to him about his career pathway and how it looked like for him as a young Sierra Leonean doing amazing work in the country. As always, continue to stay with us. I'll be right back shortly. So welcome back, and I still have with me Cassius. It's a pleasure having you, our very first encounter.
Thank you so very much. I'm honored to be here.
It's supposed to happen in 2019, but it never occurred.
I'm telling you, but you're going to be like glory here now.
Okay. How's it been so far for you?
It's going on well.
Okay.
Although it's noisy,
Okay.
in this country we stay, as a young person, you tend to build up your career. It's something very hard,
Okay.
because you getting to get people to support you and to get where you want to be. It's very hard. But another thing again is that in as much as you do not get the support you need, it's on you to make sure you push.
Okay.
Yeah, which I've learned from many other Sierra Leoneans who are great Sierra Leoneans. Like I said earlier, I wanted to meet you, that was way then, and because I admired you a lot, and which you've pushed through your career, and today things are happening. So as a young person, it's not easy in our country, in this part of the world we're staying, but it's high time. And even if you do not get the support at that time, you started pushing yourself.
That's a constant push. Then look at Albert Academy. Albert Academy molded you to this format now. Back then, News Journal. People in school will tell you it's vital, but for you, you enjoyed it to a very large extent.
Yes. What I enjoyed about being in the News Journal is that I love politics. I love politics. So then I was firstly the news editor for the organization.
Okay.
Yes, and so I thought I was way more than that. So I had to go into election with a lot of people who I met at the Albert Academy, because I entered the Albert Academy in 2015. Yes, so I had to go into election with other people, which I won. So from there, I started my leadership quality, where I brought up a lot of people who are today proud to stand in front of people and say one or two things. I love competitions as well, which of course, when I was a part of the Albert Academy News Journal and being the president by then, I had a lot of competitions I won, sorry. So it's important we push. Albert Academy molded me to this point that I learned from a lot of people at the Albert Academy. A lot of people, yes. So when I was little, people would ask me, "What school you going to go?" I was like, I think I want to attend the Albert Academy.
It's like a dream come true at the end of the day.
Yes.
And most of the competition you won, the school helped you greatly, the support.
Greatly, yes, and
the popularity and all.
Popularity. I think the first competition I won was the best point, Young People for Better Foundation, where we have over 126 schools, secondary schools in Sierra Leone. So I won the best point. But after then I said, Oh, so that was the first time I said, okay, I think I need to name myself Cassius the Poet.
Okay.
Yes, from then, after graduating from the Albert Academy now, I came into advocacy, and other things came up like being the executive director of the Spelling Bee Foundation, Sierra Leone. Yeah. But all those things I achieved today, we are founded at the Albert Academy when I entered.
Now look at something different here. Kamanda the poet, the debater, the writer, the activist, and also the artist. It's so much on you.
I know. Like I said, I'm an art student. Okay. Like I said, I love politics. One of the things into art, but I'm an art student. So as an art student, yes, there are people who are into the science faculty who do all of that. Yeah. But as an art student, you must be a versatile person. Okay. So public speaking, debate, poetry, and drawing, which is art in this part of the country, which is not some kind of normal. Yeah. Because they say people who draw are normally not normal. Yeah, for sure. Because we do not sleep at night. Okay. Including Kamanda. Yes, so like we do not sleep at night because we get our inspiration at night. If you get to do your art during the afternoon, you get so much of distraction. Yeah, so you get to work at night. So at times, my mom will tell me, not to double in the work with back. Yes. So like as an art person, you need to be very versatile. Public speaking is something I have so much passion for, which I've won 2 awards for, and as well I'm a writer, like you rightly mentioned. So poetry,
Poetry is more close to you.
It's more close to
your heart, just like the heart.
Yeah, just like the heart. Yes. So poetry. I started, like I said, I started poetry when I entered the Albert Academy 2015, when I won the best poets by then. So I said, it's high time I pushed through poetry. From poetry, I went to public speaking. The inspiration you get from poetry, it gives you a lot of other things to add, because poetry is public speaking, poetry is debate. You have to make sure you convince people that are listening to you. You have to make sure you're loud enough to for people that are listening to you, even if you do not have something like a mic.
Look at the spelling bee. How has it impacted a lot of pupils or students in Sierra Leone?
It has impacted a lot of people because though we started like 2 years ago, yes, I love Albert Academy. So whenever I talk about things like
you need to go back to the ground.
Albert Academy, yes. Like I said, all what I've achieved today, we are funded at Albert Academy. When I went to the Albert Academy 2018, when I was made school prefect, and I was organizing competitions, spelling bee competitions in classes. So a friend of mine told me, Cassius, don't you think we should have a spelling bee nationwide? I said, it's something that makes sense. So I started first as Cassius the Poet and Team National Spelling Bee. Okay. Yes. So last year, 2020, I officially launched the Spelling Bee Foundation Sierra Leone. Okay. By then, we've organized a lot of competitions. Students and parents who participated in our last spelling bees came to us saying it's something very impactful because it gives a competitive spirit. Yeah. By then, students who we are participating in other competitions apart from spelling bee, we are just going to cram their quizzes if they quiz competition. But Spelling Bee Foundation Sierra Leone do not give rise to that. What we do is that we do not give you the spelling. So you come in as a competitor, not that you have the concept that you know everything. So you have to know that the spellings are not given to you and you have to prepare. So you go a large mile to make sure you read widely.
So it helps basically on the originality of things.
Originality of things, yes. So you go widely. So parents are coming to us saying, this is not one of the organizers every year. So today, we have students who are reading law, like we have 2 students who are reading law, and other students as well who are into different faculty of arts in the university. So we've impacted a lot of people. So we have a foundation as well. We have children. We are coaching, and so God be thy glory. We're looking forward to a competition.
With support and more collaboration,
yes.
I think you can do more in that aspect and take it nationwide and all.
Yes.
So how do you cope with finances in handling most of your activities? I know that's the norm in SEM. They will tell you, this is a good idea or we're not getting money for pushing.
90% of what I do is out of my pocket.
Wow.
Yes, we have a lot of people who've came in, like Orange Foundation, who believed in our expertise, because it's something very, very vital. So it's really hard, you know. Even if the sponsors come in, they will not have to give everything you ask for. Yeah. So like 90% of what you're doing, of what we are doing, is coming from my pocket. So like I said earlier, as a young person, it doesn't matter who support you, it doesn't matter who does not support, but in as much as you believe in you can push.
Your eyes should always be on the ball.
Surely.
Hi. Social media presence, how best are you utilizing the new age? Because we're in the digital age now, and a lot of people you can connect online. How best are you utilizing that?
I'm a person who is very, very keen of my personality, and my of what I've built over the years. I will not go to social media today and see something very negative and share, because it takes me something very long to have built my personality. Yeah. So what I do on social media is that I connect with people who matters, who've impacted a lot of people. If you go to my page now, Cassius Kamanda on Facebook, or Cassius the Poet on Instagram, you see I interact with people who have impacted other lives positively. Reason being is not that I do not want to interact with other people, but what they'll class you is different. So it's important you interact with people who've impacted a lot of lives in Sierra Leone. Yes. So like I said, if you go to my page now, you see a lot of people I've interacted with. Today it's another opportunity that I've
I know it's a long time coming, but at least we are finally here.
So social media is very important. It's very, very important. The way you build yourself is the way other people. My father told me, Cassius, dressing is a premium. It announces you. You better announce yourself. Yeah, for sure. So the moment someone goes to your page on Facebook and see you share something negative, you say, but it's not nothing to serious. Okay. Yes. So social media is very keen, which I take very importantly. Okay.
I'll bring you back, Cassius, and we'll be talking on the hard parts in our final segment of this interview. It's a pleasure having you. I've also learned a lot and know you more, better than what I've used to see in the past. Continue to stay with us. You're still with Afro Zone on iAfrica SL, and we are live here at the View Hotel from the new City Hall. It's a state-of-the-art facility that you may want to visit and make use of this wonderful facility. I'll be back shortly. To the crew, and thanks also to Cassius for being part of Afro Zone on iAfrica SL. On the art, how do you come about it?
I started as a digital artist. Digital artist is someone who uses their computer or phones to actually actualize art. So when I started that, my auntie told me, Cassius, I think in as much as say you don't digitalize art, I think it's high time you started using your hands.
Wow.
Yes, that was in 2015. I had so much passion for art, which I wanted not to become a business.
Okay.
Yes. All I wanted to run was my poetry because I had so much passion for it as well. But in 2015, after doing that, when my auntie told me, Cassius, it's high time you started using your hands to make sure you actualize what you're doing. So I started that. I started learning. If I could go, you enter the name of you.
No, I'm going to keep going back to you.
You understand? Yeah. So, going in 2019, I started with a business. I was undercover. I started as a business it actually started as a business, what we call return on investment. I actually do not give people art for them to pay. Okay. Yes. So I give.
But if they have conscience, they can say, I tip you.
So this is it.
They'll take this as transport. Okay.
So like in 2019, I started on return on investment. I started with a person called Waid Awunuga. Yes. So I said, Cassius, this is a nice idea. Don't you think you can reach out to other people who are influential as well? So that's why I don't joke with my social media presence. Yeah, so I met with a lot of other people, but it was a challenge. Getting my materials, but then say, better when not day. Getting my materials, getting people.
And your works look expensive by heart.
Yeah, so getting your materials, the time. So that is why when I sat to my WAS examination in 2018, 2019, and YX said, I think you are not capable of going to the university, so I had to come back and focus on my art. Yes, so I had to going around the circle. I had to be going around the circle. So I met a lot of people who impacted my art today. So my art has contributed a lot to Sierra Leone because there are other people who are reaching out to me. Cassius, you didn't give me art because I'm not working out yet for Sierra Leone. I said, if you think and you are capable of making Sierra Leone a better place, then you'll be gifted by CTP Art. A lot of people who have gifted.
How many do you have in store in total?
It's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot, but.
And among them, you want to mention some few names?
Yes, I've worked for, like I said, I've worked for Waid Awunuga. I've worked for Usman Abdel Timbo.
Okay.
I've worked for the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Singapore Solomon Thomas. I've worked for Ibrahim Ayman Tare, ESQ. Okay. I've worked for.
I call him Ibrahim already.
Yes, I've worked for Nikki Spencer Cocker. I've worked for a lot of people I could have mentioned. You understand? A lot of people I've worked for over the years. But it's a pleasure because to me, art does not only mean you derive. Like I said, I wanted not to become a business. Yeah. I just wanted to be gifting people. You understand? But at times people are asking me, why you source fund when you put in this frame? So I said, it's not about how I source the fund. It's about how pleasurable it gives.
And the impact you can create.
Yeah, the impact that we can create. Because it's a big smile. Yeah. To me, it does not only mean.
And going through all the pictures, I saw the smile on their face.
Yes. To me, it does not only mean the finance I get, but as well the smile I give to people. I tell you, apart from comedy shows, it has taken a long time since people smile.
Yeah, for sure. I know.
Because it's not easy. So the smile.
Do you have a portrait of yourself?
Of course. I have 3 portraits of myself. Okay. Because the first, when I started with myself before going to Waid Awunuga. Okay. Yes. But
and when you were in the average level.
Yes.
And now when you think,
yes,
you understand.
I have a lot of portraits of. I have 3 portraits of myself. Okay. Yes. So it shows the beginner, the intermediate, and the senior.
You're a senior now. So how can someone keep in touch with you? We are closing now.
Yeah, I have pages.
Okay.
If you go, my art page on Instagram is Cassius Portraits,
Okay.
and on Twitter is Cassius the Poet. On Facebook is Cassius Kamanda. Yes, and my telephone number is 079 542 993.
You want to go over it again?
079 542 993.
It's a pleasure having you. I wish you the very best. And I pray one day you have your own art academy backed up with something that has to do with poetry.
I'm actually working towards that because I don't think I want to fully go to university right now.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people rushing into it perhaps are influenced by people who are their friends. But for some of us who do not have people who support us, well, as young as I am, I don't have people who support my academics, so I have to go through my arts.
And source fund for the
that,
academic journey. Makes a lot of sense. It's a pleasure having you, Cassius.
Thank you so very much.
Okay. So thank you so much, Cassius, for giving us your time. And we now join my brother and friend, Ibrahim Kanu, for our Innovation Entrepreneurship Corner. And that's how we come down to the end of today's edition of Afro's Life here on Africa. It's a pleasure watching. Thank you so much.
On this edition, I am delighted to host Momo Kanu, and he is the manager of Value City Restaurant and Hall. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you, sir.
Why business as your place of hustling? Because most people will prefer to be a doctor, engineer, or an accountant, and you decide to go into business. Was it part of the plan?
Of course, it was. I'm an accountant, and 3 years ago I decided I should step aside for some time and set up a business.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So what led to the establishment of Valley City?
Actually, like I said, 3 years ago, I was looking for somewhere to invest. And coincidentally, a friend called me, told me that this place is available. If I want to invest, I can do whatever I want to. This place was being used as a cinema, showing games and other things. But I decided that the game business was not making sense anymore. You have to bring the game and something else that will encourage people to come. Because now, electricity has improved, and a lot of people have television sets. They have Star TV showing the Premiership. So a lot of people will sit at home and watch the games. But you have to create something to move people from their homes to come and watch games. So now we have people living their homes with their DSTV and everything.
Coming to visit your place.
Yes, to watch games.
I wish it's coming.
Yeah.
That brings me to the question, so why you choose Kobe as your environment of doing business? Because it comes to my mind that there are other environments which are more lucrative for business than Kobe. So why you choose Kobe?
It's always good to start at home. Yeah, it's home for me. And this was the place that was available to me. So this can be the start, and then you can move to other locations.
Exactly. And you are an accountant by profession. And I learned that you have served in the entertainment industry as a professional accountant. So how does that help you in relation to managing your business or managing your own finance?
It has helped me a great deal because that was the first job I got after graduating. I was working at the office. By then it was like the biggest entertainment place in
Freetown, exactly.
Yeah, that was 2010, 2011. So I learned a great deal because I was monitoring 4 bars, managing. At times, I was even in the bars selling. So I learned a great deal, and I'm using that experience in this business.
So what is the difference? Because I learned that you have managed your family business, and now you are now managing your own business. So in relation to those two points of management, so what does you learn, or what is the difference between managing your own business and managing your family business?
There isn't much difference. It's just that the nature of the businesses are a little bit different. But the key thing is that I'm more experienced now. By then I was a young boy, a teenager, so I was a little bit naive. But now I've learned a lot. I learned during the family business, went to the university, graduated, I worked in the private sector, I've worked for NGOs, so I have a lot of experience that I'm using here. So that's the key difference. I'm more experienced now to run a business than before.
So we'd like to share your most amazing moments within your business environment and your most challenging moments.
One of the challenges is people.
And dealing with people or managing people.
Managing people, recruitment, maintaining the staff. It's very, very challenging.
So how many staff are we talking about?
We're talking about 4 full-time and 4 part-timers.
Which is good.
Yeah. That's a big challenge.
So the most amazing moments?
Seeing people happy as a result of your effort.
Yeah.
You create a place where people come, maybe it's gone
It's
all
like giving
day.
people a joyful mood.
Exactly. So creating that happiness gives me joy.
So if people want to contact you or want to visit your business place, on which platform do we reach?
We have a WhatsApp group. The link is out. We also have phone numbers that you can contact, and we are here at 49 Savage Square of Kisiro.
So you find a message to your customer. My final message to the customer, Valley
City is always open. We are at 49 Savage Square, like I said. And we are here ready to serve you. The customer is the boss. So we are here to do what the customer wants.
Exactly, which is good. And many times to our guest, Momo Conte, he is the manager of Valley City Hall and Restaurants. Alright, many thanks to our guest, he is Momo Kanu, the CEO of Valley City Fube. And many thanks to the rest of the team. Thanks for choosing Afro Zone. I am Ibel Kanu. Watch out for our next edition.